Hello indie game fans! June 2019 saw 647 new releases on Steam, which is actually the lowest of the year so far, but still kinda crazy when you think about it. The dip is most probably due to both E3 and the Steam Summer Sale, and while I have tried, I did still miss quite a number, mostly 1.0 releases, so here are the indie game new releases that I missed in June 2019. The stunningly beautiful Heroine Anthem 02 Scars of Memories is the follow-up to the 2016 game and is brought to us from a Taiwanese developer. Essentially a continuation of the story, this has elements of Siberian culture, mermaid folktales, and Taiwanese tribal legends, so a very eclectic mix of ideas and inspirations. The art has to be the standout factor, which is in common with the first game, and the action platforming looks great as well. The Helldivers-like co-op twin-stick shooter, Trident's Wake, hit 1.0 in June, and I did point this out while it was in early access. Very impressive graphically, and the swarms of enemies that force you to work together look suitably challenging. There are multiple player classes, as well as the unlocking of permanent upgrades as you rank up, so while a little rough around the edges, seems like a good time with friends. Kao the Kangaroo Round 2 is actually the Steam release of a 16-year-old game from the Xbox, PS2 and GameCube era. A real throwback 3D platformer, this is actually from the developer of the interesting but flawed Steel Rats from last year, and while perhaps this game isn't as adored as Spyro or Crash, if you are craving for a game in the genre, do check this one out. TheoTown is a pixel art city builder from the classic fixed isometric perspective, which is very evocative of SimCity 2000. Reviews have said that it is rather feature-packed, with systems and capabilities similar to cities' skylines, and there are also user plugins which add even more content. Perhaps check out the free Android version, although that has in-app purchases, and if you like it, the premium version on Steam would be a good pick. Magnetic Pull is a vertical shoot-'em-up that utilizes the horizontal space rather cleverly, since your main movement mechanic is the teleport. Also, ammo is limited, and you can only gain more by absorbing enemies or asteroids. Rather sleek presentation as well. BluBoy, The Journey Begins is an adventure game about a boy going on an adventure to find his missing grandfather. It has puzzle and stealth elements and looks rather neat, although I wonder how much content there is given the early access state. When a game was described as FTL meets Oregon Trail, Hyperspace delivery service certainly got my attention. A rather classic DOS-looking game, you have the task of making an important delivery to another planet, but the journey is fraught with danger from pirates, mad robots, and other unpredictable elements. Fulfill your Futurama dreams in this. Dash, Danger, Action, Speed Heroes is a Mario Maker style 2D platformer with an emphasis on speed. looks alright graphically, but as with all indie build-your-own platformers, my concern is how much of an audience they can get given the alternatives available.
In the city of Roystadt, a calamity is brewing. An unknown disease ravages the central quarters. As if cleaved by an invisible knife, bone-deep wounds appear on victims' bodies. And rumors say a scarlet scarf can be seen over infected houses. The district is quarantined, but the unknown villain spreading the pestilence remains at large. With the aid of the St. Elmo Brotherhood, Senator Rickard Murdoch struggles to stop the mysterious epidemic.
Sanator Scarlet Scarf is a Russian visual novel with some pretty art and a central mystery around one version of the plague. Plague doctors are such an iconic visual that at the very least it gets me interested to check the game out further, and this does look quite good.
Your concerns ring true, Rehard.
Quarantine the city. It's not an ordinary epidemic.
If we don't stop the plague in 2 days, Roystadt will perish.
Waveform Wipeout is a procedurally generated rhythm game where, like audio served before it, the course is generated based on the music selected. However, the music from the trailer is really kicking, and I hope there's more in the game.
Become a cube of space cheese on a quest to save its family. Jump your way through all the rooms in the house to reunite your family and defeat the malevolent mouse empire once and for all. Use greatest to make yourself small. Stick to walls to time your next move just right. Hop on spoon catapults, that's right, spoon catapults, to overcome the impossible.
Got my attention due to the wacky voiceover where you play as a cube of cheese and have to take on the malevolent mouse empire. There's something great and earnest about how silly developers can take their own games, so this seems light-hearted and fun. Hope it controls well.
But whatever you do, keep your eyes on the prize. You won't defeat the Empire yourself, so be sure to fully explore each level to find all the secret hideouts and recruit your long-lost family. Only if you find enough delicious characters to help you can you truly succeed. Think you're ready to Gouda to hell and back? Then join the club and become legendary.
No legendary status guaranteed. No cheese was eaten during the making of this video.
CYNK 3030 is a cyberpunk top-down roguelite with an interesting look, multiple classes, a skill tree for progression, and puzzles for some reason. Currently in early access, this does look promising, but I would wait a little while. Armored Battle Crew is from developer Games, so Singapore represent. This is a World War I tank combat management sim where you play as the tank commander and have to form your team of soldiers, each with their own specializations, and to go to war, taking on enemy combatants, tanks, and even planes. Your tank can be customized with different styles of armor, weapons, and cosmetics, and this really does give me a little bit of that FTL vibe, since, of course, the tank is central to all of this and will face problems like broken down engines or fires. The reception thus far has been great, so do check this one out. For more upcoming indie game new releases, check out the previous video or click on the recommended playlist, and I will see you after the jump.